I'm like,
Well, alaikum assalam. How are you?
all right, man, doing good.
Well, good. Did you have a busy weekend or did you take some time?
Taking time now.
Okay. All
But
right.
I'm still working, man. I got a
Un-
couple of deadlines looming. One is October 15th, I mean September 15th, and another one was October 15th.
mhm. Okay.
September 15th for S corps and partnerships. Still got a few of them I got to get done. And then September 15th, October 15th is regular tax returns.
Okay. The extensions.
Mm. Or
Okay.
or those that just haven't done it yet.
Same thing with the penalty, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The money's due April 15th.
Yeah, exactly. If you owe.
If you owe, there you go. So that's what I'm dealing with now.
Well, I'm
Uh,
trying to, I was
uh,
thinking about just a few minutes ago. I mean, I asked everybody to give me like two or three different
oh,
timelines of when they'd be available to meet with CU collaborate.
hmm
I don't think I've gotten a single date. I mean, I know people said it verbally, but I don't remember verbals, you
Yeah,
know?
we need to lock it in today.
Right. I tried to yesterday because Sister Manira and Sister Kalita did presentations at the Mosque Care Stage
Hmm
yesterday. I tried to watch some of that. I mean, I was basically trying to tune in specifically for when their presentations take place. And I think they were running an hour and a half to 2 hours off schedule.
Well,
It was
that's
amazing.
huh?
No, I mean it was amazing how people would simply interject themselves into the schedule to basically, I mean, to me, and I mean, I'm sure my mind is warped. Kiss the emperor's ring. Tell him how wonderful he is and how wonderful Mosqueers is. Well, I don't understand why the rest of the community doesn't see what they see and kneel when they kneel.
Well, see, that gives them their relevance.
I guess, man, it just didn't make. I mean, I was trying to get it. I don't understand it.
Well, that depends on the ego of the person receiving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard for me
I
to get a
mean,
handle on
because
him because he's
because
not a
that person that
serious
shut it,
person.
yeah, well, that person that shut it down, Imam Muhammad would shut it down. He would
Yeah.
def Assalamu alaikum, Rabbani. There you go. He would, he,
Walaikum assalam warahmatullah. How you doing, bro?
alhamdulillah.
Brothers?
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, he would deflect to get it off of that friend. But you got to realize him in that position gives them that relevance. Because there's some of the people up there that's doing that. How would you even know about them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's the thing. I don't, and it's not important that I don't know.
But
You know what I
but
mean?
it's important to them. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yeah, it's important to them.
It's important to
Yeah.
them because otherwise you wouldn't know about them. They're not doing anything of note.
Yeah, I mean, and that I think that's something that we have to deal with this community as well, because I think really and truly there are people in our community that we don't hear about who do a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And maybe they're doing it on the local level, for example. And that is important. And I don't have to hear about them. I don't have to, have anybody pump them up to me. The fact that they're doing it is fantastic.
Right.
And it just, man, it all just goes back to our whole leadership structure, our unity structure, that people have to do that to feel that they're relevant. You
I
shouldn't
tell
have
you,
to do that.
well, they don't know that. I'll tell you what that comes to mind on Muhammad Ali in his life, right?
Hmm.
And as long as he was fighting, there were people around him that remained relevant. So they would pump him up. Come on, champ, just one more time. You can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get him back in the ring so we can get the money from him so they can get paid. And that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. There is a little bit of that. In his particular case, well, I mean, number one, they were wrong for forcing him to go back and make them some money by risking his life. That was wrong.
Yeah.
At least in his particular case, there was from the bottom up, that he had actually done things that elevated him, right? And it was hard work. It was hard earned to get to the station that he was in life as an athlete, as a boxer. That was a lot of hard work that a lot of people didn't see, except for those 12 rounds if it went that long in the ring. They didn't see all
Right.
the hard work. But he had earned that station, right? And to me, that is extremely important. And I think we have to get back to that model somewhat of people earning the station instead of being, well, I'm gonna step all over myself if I talk about the seer of the prophet, because there are instances where, and I don't know how the prophet knew to place certain people in certain positions, because they definitely had not necessarily probably earned that because they were so young. But that's the prophet. That's an exception, because when they conquered Mecca, the person he put in place to be the governor, lead person in Mecca, was a 19-year-old. Now, back in those days, 19 years old may have been, accounted as being like 30 today because of life expectancy. But that was still a 19-year-old that he put in charge of Mecca, and a 16-year-old that he made the muazzin. So are those exceptions of people that probably had not done enough to be placed in positions of significance, but the prophet, anything the prophet did was going to be okay.
Mhm.
But in our case, we don't have that. I mean, unless when Imam W.D. Muhammad was putting people in particular positions, that kind of insight is rare. So we have to fall back kind of on the mutual consultation thing, Shurabani,
Mm-hmm.
at even the local level of choosing people in leadership. But we can talk about that another time. We got a meeting. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Omar, Imam Tariq. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. So I think we'll wait a couple of minutes and see if Imam Talib joins us and Sister Khalida, if they're going to be able to get in this morning, and we will give it 3 minutes and we'll at least officially open. But yeah, my issue, Adam, is what you were saying, is that when we're stooping that low as a community for acclamation, and these are supposed to be people that maybe we should know and should applaud because they're doing work, then that's man, that just tells you something's crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. If it's that whole thing. I think it was Hadith that said something about you should not seek a position.
Yeah, it
Right?
goes something like that. You shouldn't seek a position, because if you get it as a result of you seeking it, Allah will leave you alone.
Yeah, that's it.
Because in other words, you seek it like that, you're saying in your mind, I got everything I need. I don't need no help.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's thrust upon you when you're not seeking it, what's the first thing you're going to say? Oh, Allah, help me.
Yes, there you go. That's it. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And that whole seeking of acclamation, spotlight, hey, look at me, I'm praising you, throw me some coins. To me, that's the same kind of thing.
But again, the problem isn't them doing that. The problem is the one who catches the coins because he thinks he needs it. That's the
Oh,
problem. When I mentioned Ali, I wasn't comparing Ali to somebody. I was comparing the ones that do it to who is,
right.
totally different.
Oh, I know. I knew I knew the point you were
Okay.
making. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew that.
Okay.
So, yeah, Ali was pure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, flawed as a human being as we all are, but pure.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have any problem with Ali. But yeah, I know the people around him. I don't want to call them leeches, but close in the human
Well,
sense.
brother, I can't think of too many other words that would aptly describe it. So,
Oh, and it was there was that moment yesterday when there was so much shade thrown at IWDM 50. Man, you talk about some heavy shade. Like, why did they even do it? What did it mean? Who gave them the right to do it?
and, and
All
those,
that money they spent.
those were
Don't
the
see.
people.
Wait
Those were
a minute. I must admit, I sound like I
Mhm.
must have missed something here. What's going on?
That was Moss Care's convention. Well, it's still going on today, but I tuned in yesterday simply because Sister Manira and Sister Kalita were both presenting. They were part of the presentation yesterday, so I tuned in to try to catch. I actually ended up missing Sister Manira because they got off schedule, and I had to do something. I did hear Sister Kalita's presentation, even though it came 2 hours after it was scheduled. But in the interim of trying to catch hers, which was supposed to start at 1:45 Central Time, there was all kinds of discussion about the community because they were trying to get back on track and they were waiting for this sister to come on and they were talking. And, that's when they had this discussion about IWDM 50 in Philadelphia and who gave them the right to do it. Did it have any meaning? Blah, blah, blah. Have any of them ever thrown any coins this way? That whole thing,
Yeah.
what, the whole question, what community? That actually was said, what community?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh,
yeah. And it wasn't just the rabble. It came from the top as well. I mean, some of those words came out of the mouth of the quote unquote leader.
well,
Golly, I mean, this is one of the reasons why we can't make progress. I mean, we will never make progress with these types of, um, I guess, sentiments, or I don't know what the history is, but um, it's unfortunate.
Very, yeah, yeah. It's extremely unfortunate, and if it's all about, and hopefully it's not, but if it's all about money and power, then ultimately, given our position in the United States of America and the West in general, it's about nothing.
Eric,
Yes.
think about this. When it comes to African Americans, it ain't never about money and power.
Well, because we don't have either.
Exactly. And the
But
ones,
they make it about that, even though we don't have
see,
any.
because I blame the Caucasian, but the Caucasian give them a couple of dollars and they feel empowered. Right?
I guess, man.
I was looking at Isaac Hayes' son on YouTube this morning and talking about, because he's trying to start a social media, not social media, fan base, that thing. But he was saying how Tubi has upped its requirement for programming to a $500,000, almost $1 million, right?
Yeah.
And he said, now Tubi is owned by Fox.
Right.
And Tubi made its money on the backs of African American programming, right? And they made Fox billions of dollars. And you think when you watch, if you look at Tubi, you think it's all about Negroes. But they made a dime. And then Fox takes the million and billions that they made on it, and they donated to Trump's campaign.
Right.
That's a good guy. That just shows you that's where we at. We can.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost if you don't have individuals, I mean, a real intelligentsia that has the ability to reach the community and share facts, truth, information, whatever title you want to put on it, and actually have people listen to them and take it in and verify it, then you never get past the sugary topping that's on top of what's real. You just swimming in that sugar 24/7. And everything that's real is underneath that layer of sugar. You never reach it to find out what's really bitter, what's sweet, what's nutritious, what's not. You just don't know. And I think that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And that part is scary. Not the people that are doing the manipulation. They're obvious. It's us
Mm-hmm.
who aren't aware of the obvious. They're spreading broken glass down in front of us on the sidewalk, right in front of us. Very visible. They're not hiding a dadgum thing.
Nope.
And we're just blissfully strolling down the sidewalk barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you want to start the meeting, brother?
Yes, let's do. Let's open up with, if you would please open us up this morning.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Welcome. So first item of business today, because we haven't done it yet, though we've been planning on. We need to have a meeting with CU Collaborate. So I need to know everybody's availability, and instead of waiting for you to send me an email or you verbally saying something, please use the chat if you have it available to you and put your availability. And I will try to set a meeting with them that gets as many of us in that meeting as possible, because we need to talk to them about what we're trying to do purely. And we need to talk to them about what it would take and see if they have any information on our brothers that took over the credit union in Mississippi and pass toward helping with that or being a part of that. We need to have a meeting as soon as we can.
Now, is that during the week or?
Adam, I think the first time we ever met with CU Collaborate, they met with us on a Sunday. So I mean, I'll even throw that out as a possibility to them to meet with us on a Sunday morning. But let's just say, other than a Sunday morning, give me availabilities, and I'll shoot for the Sunday morning in setting it up.
Okay. And how much time? Hours?
Yeah, I think an hour would be plenty. Imam Tariq, have you gotten to the point that you can work your new equipment well enough that you can use the chat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Please forgive me. I dozed off.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is a potential date to meet with CU Collaborate on the credit union initiative, both our own pure initiative, and also talk to them about um, Dr. Ali's group and what they have done, and what would be the potential of working with them, and see if they really have any information. They should have some information on that situation. And
Okay.
we would talk to them about what the possibilities would be for us joining them, assisting them. What are the pitfalls. I mean, all of that kind of stuff. But so I'm just looking for dates because I'm going to try to set the meeting up with them probably Tuesday. I'll start talking to them. The meeting won't be Tuesday. I want to contact them on Tuesday and select the date. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Talib.
Wa alaikum salam. I heard you say select a date, so I'm looking for
Yeah, just on the best dates, and you can give me more than one date. I'm going to do a Venn diagram and try to select a date where the majority of us can be present. And I'm asking folks to put it in the chat so that I can note it instead
okay.
of giving it to me verbally, or you happen to
Right.
remember to send me an email.
Okay.
Will we need to consider time?
Yeah, date and time that, I mean, your schedule and when your availabilities are. So, like I said, every one of us doesn't have to be on the call. I want as many of us in that meeting as possible.
And this is the call with
See you collaborate.
okay. All right. Oh yeah, you had asked for that a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Wednesday.
And Adam, in your case, you put 10. That's 10 Eastern time. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And same thing for you, Brother Omar. Those are
Yes.
Eastern times. Okay.
Yes, Eastern time.
Imam Talib, when you say next week, are you talking about the week of Monday the 8th?
No.
Of this coming Thursday?
Yeah, that's what you were talking about, right?
Well, I don't know if I'm not going to be able to get with them until Tuesday. I don't know
okay.
if we're going to be able to put Thursday together that fast.
All right, well, wait a minute. Let me just look. All right. If you're talking about, all right, so let me just put this in there. Let's see.
And Imam Tariq, when you're saying 9 a.m. Central Time, are you available after that? For example, could you do 10 a.m. Central Time? Is that open?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because it looks like there's a good consensus growing for 11, probably 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. start time on Thursdays.
No.
Well, you said 10 o'clock, Adam. 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Except
Omar's available. Omar, except for Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. Except that's okay. So Imam Talib is open for Wednesdays at look. Omar, you're not open for Wednesdays at all?
Let me look. Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
Before 6 o'clock will work for me.
So, okay. So 11 o'clock, let's say 10 o'clock Eastern time on a Wednesday is okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and I just put in there, I'm good
Okay.
Monday the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it looks
put
like
through Thursday
that,
the 11th.
yeah, that looks Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time looks like it's going to be a winner if we're not doing it on a Sunday morning. So I'll push those two time frames and see if I can get on your calendar that way.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 9 a.m. Central time for us, Imam Tariq.
Right.
All right. So I'll let you guys know. I'll push those two time frames and see what we get. Rabani, are you still with us? I didn't get an indication from you. Would that fit with your schedule? He may have stepped away. I'll get back with him. Okay. So good on that front. What's on everybody's mind or anybody's mind? Anything that we need to clean up?
Oh, I don't have anything well, I do have something since you mentioned that. I don't know if I told you all or not, but I was initially asked to do a program over at the Masjid Muhammad's Community Center. September the it was to have been on a Sunday, the 14th, 21st, and the 5th of October. That has been canceled. I was just informed yesterday they want to try to find 3 more dates where there's no conflict. Seems like the brother who invited me to do these, he didn't look at the full schedule to see what other events were going on at the time. So at this point, I know that inshallah I'll be at those meetings. I can be more definitive with you about Sister Fitra Muhammad sent me some dates where she wants me to be on Study al-Islam the second Sunday of each month for 6 months. With different presentations for avoid a messy death. I'll let you all know when those what those dates are going to be, because I think she wants me to start in January. But I'll let you know. So the only, other than missing meetings, Omar, did you have an idea the day of the week that you would be offering the financial freedom webinars?
It would definitely probably more likely be on a Saturday. I was
Okay,
thinking a Saturday after Fajr,
okay,
Salat,
okay,
and then offering that a webinar.
okay. All right. So there'll be, I mean, there'll be no reason short of Allah's intervention to for me to miss those. Because I mean, everything I'm talking to people about right now is on a Sunday. I may even see if Masjid Muhammad could push theirs to a Saturday. But I think they're putting me under some program that one of the assistant imams does over there. So they might have had, let me see, they had maybe they had maybe three of, was it, how many Sundays did they do that? It might have been anywhere from 2 to 4 Sundays that they did, they had a class for security um, that kind of interrupted some of the other programs that were going on. So, but I'll keep you posted. I'll keep everybody posted when those dates come up. The only thing I have, and this is something I have not done, um, actually a couple things. One, I didn't have a I haven't had a good opportunity to review either my notes or the Graceline generated notes from our last meeting, and I also know that I still need to get with flip cause and see if they, or if even we can go on to our website and create a scroll, a banner like scroll across the top of our site. I have it on one of mine. In fact, I have it on 2 of my websites. And I think if they do have the capability of doing it, I'll need to come back to us with what we want each banner to say. I'd probably suggest no more than 3. But that is something that I'm still working on. But the first thing I want to find out is if they can do it. And there could be a possibility, because I think I may have some kind of administrative privileges. I may be able to get my wife to help me to do it. And we can just do it ourselves with her help. But I want to, and I'm still going to have to come back to us to find out what it is we want to be able to say and the kind of graphics that we want to use. speaking of which, Omar, and I think you pulled this graphic, the graphic that you have with the coins stacked up in the tree coming out of it. Is that something that Graceline can use as part of its scroll?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And there was one more graphic that I put together. I put it on the slide deck for module 1. Everyone should have received that, to provide feedback, your comments, adjustments to that module, because I heard Brother Edward loud and clear about people not their willingness to share their personal maybe stories or reflections. So I did remove that aspect out of the module and more so focused on some exercises that people can do. And then just to reinforce, because I think it's important that people think about, the steps that they are taking and actually having exercises where they write things down. And I replaced that kind of like personal reflection conversations that can be done in a group setting. Instead of doing that, I thought about we can send out like weekly, what I'm calling CSC method weekly boosts, and we send that out to them for them to do some action on their own daily. This will be a weekly, kind of, I guess, a template that they will be given, and they'll walk through those exercises on a daily basis. Then there's a worksheet that accompanies the weekly boost to make it easy for them to kind of track what they are doing. So everything is based off of the CSS method. And I did send the PowerPoint to everyone for your feedback. I will today send the example of the CSC method boost. I will send that out today for feedback.
Okay. Now I remember I'm looking now because I remember getting something from you. Now I can't seem to find it. What, off the top of your head, do you remember what day you sent that the that first module? You recall what day that was?
Remember the exact date, but I can go back in and send it again and put it back on everyone's top of everyone's email, and then also include the example of the boost that I'm talking about that can be sent out as a weekly assignment to people. And I'm thinking not only the folks that sign up for the webinar, this weekly boost can go out to anybody that signs up for our newsletter or sign up to receive information from Graceline.
Okay. All right.
So, Omar, you're talking about the module that you sent out, right?
Yes, I'm talking about the module that I sent out. I'll put
That
that
was
back on people's top of people
Sunday.
emails.
Yeah,
It was
it
Sunday.
was sent out
Okay.
last Sunday. Yes.
Let's
It was, I know I got mine because I think you used the, a gentle reminder, and because it had everybody's email in it,
That's right.
and you
That
just
is
did the
correct.
Okay, wait a
reply
minute.
and attachment.
Let me
That's correct.
and you said that was last
Last
Sunday?
Sunday. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Last Sunday. And I want to say it was about 10:45, 10:40 or something like that. Well, 10:42. It would have been 10:42 your time. Well, no, I think my computer is actually set up on,
Okay, wait a minute.
but sometime,
Yeah, because I do.
last Sunday morning, I think.
Yeah, okay, because I do remember. I do remember seeing. I do remember seeing something from him. So okay,
Yeah.
I'll find it. Yeah, I'll find it.
So I just sent it out to the group again from my personal email because I stored it in both places. So it should be hitting your inbox here in a second, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I found the original one.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I did find my it. Yeah, mine came in Monday, August the 25th, 4:25 p.m.
Interesting. I don't know why you got yours late.
I
That's
don't know.
weird.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it says I've
Okay.
attached module one. Yeah, I'm looking at in fact, let me, I'm gonna make sure I can open it up while I'm here. Okay, it is. Okay, yep, I got it open.
Okay.
Any thoughts, Edward? Do I need to add anything, change anything based on, some concerns that you had?
No, I'm looking at it right now, and so when we're into learning objectives 1, 2, 3, and then we're doing the welcome and warm up. This is the interactive when we're actually or you're actually with them in the webinar. Is that correct? Welcome and
That is
warm up,
correct.
10 minutes, foundations of financial freedom. So this is interactive. They're participating. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Turn to page 107 in your financial freedom workbook. I'm already going, Professor, I just want to monitor this class. I don't know if I really want to be in it. Got a lot of work. No, that's good though. Okay.
Yeah, this is yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
this is well thought out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through it, but yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this is well thought out. This is good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, this is good. There exists some groups, and I'm pretty sure they probably have their own thing. So we have people all the time in every state who go to governmental agencies, quasi-governmental agencies, community groups, because they're in financial trouble. And I've never even thought about, because I've always been in the for-profit mode, I've never actually thought about going to these groups and having even something like this to say, if you have people coming in and they're having trouble, managing their money and things like that, we have a program that we can offer them. What do you guys think about making some approaches like that to these community groups that have people coming to them for help, and also offering this program through those groups? I mean, obviously it should be a yes, but what do you think? And then how do we approach them? What's the best approach if we do say yes to trying to do that?
Yes, I would say yes. Let's do that. And I think that the approach should be partnerships
Mm-hmm.
with those nonprofits, saying that this is a gap that you can fill with some of the constituents they serve, and they may not have the capacity to do the financial empowerment piece. But this is something that we can bring to the table as a partner to the organization. The other thing I was thinking too is that a lot of first-time homebuyer programs
Yeah.
require those families to go through a financial education class. And that could be something that we can find out, how can this get certified? Because I'm pretty sure there's some requirements that needs to be met for those individuals to learn certain information about first-time home buying. How do you prepare to become a homeowner? So I was thinking about, we can also get this certified as a first-time home buyer financial course.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, but if if we're gonna do that, either with a partnering with nonprofits or any sort of government or quasi-government agency, I would suggest that that we have a before we provide any in-depth information, that there be some sort of NDA, attached, a non-disclosure agreement, attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I'm an open source guy, pretty much on everything except AI. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt us to have an NDA, if they're open to that.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm just raising it as a concern, particularly for any nonprofits that we may not be that familiar with. Even those that have a shell of some sort of like you were mentioning, a housing program, but they don't have all their modules together, and they look at something like what Omar has created, and all they see is an opportunity to steal it. So I mean, that's uh, that's
Let me ask you this though on that.
that's been my experience. I mean, there's one part of me that it's more important than the information gets out there, but there's another part that says there's been a lot put into this, and in fact, this was something that I was going to mention to Omar, and I'll certainly include us in that conversation. When we start looking at copywriting, trademarking, trying to get registered marks for the things that we're creating, those marks are only going to be as good as our willingness to legally go after these people, should they lift any of our information. And
yeah, we'd have a hard time with this stuff though. There's so much 50-30-20 plan stuff out there that you would probably spend more on attorneys than you would win going after anybody. There's a ton of 50-30-20 stuff out there.
No, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
So I mean, I think our advantage, believe it or not, I think our advantage is us. And the way in which we deliver the material and the way in which we engage people. The transfer of the information. Because they could go pull up 10 different 50-30-20 plan, whatever deals this morning. But I don't think they're going to get the same delivery system that we will be able to give them. And the follow-up and all those things. I for some reason, I don't think people are getting that. I think
No, I
that's
would
our
tell you,
advantage.
I would agree with you that they're not necessarily getting it because um uh, other than my exposure to the original book that I think, who was it, Elizabeth Warren wrote or something?
Elizabeth Warren, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Other than exposure of that book, um, I don't, I haven't heard of any other, 50, 30, 20 plan that's been so overwhelming that it caused me to, check it out. I mean,
hmm
the only reason I checked out and know that all of these different plans exist is because of that exposure.
yeah,
No, I think in that regard, I think you're correct. Um, what what I'm trying to be cautious of is someone, and this has just been um, our experience, someone that literally lifts word for word from a publication, um, lifts word for word for publication, and they don't give you credit.
hmm
All right, now um, the uh, we did not pursue, in our case we did not pursue it because we were given credit. In other words, um, the publication was mentioned, the author was mentioned, the company was mentioned, but what they published in their own book was they lifted a portion, out of context to try to make it seem as though we were in support of something that, if you read the entire content, it was just the opposite. And so from that experience, um, we have put some extensive protections on our publications because this particular group of publishers continue to follow everything that we're doing and adjust all of their publications, which happen to be uh, the cosmetology textbooks. They adjust all of their publications to whatever it is that we are currently publishing. So, I mean, this is some industry mess of with the cosmetology industry versus Cornrows and Company. I mean, this has always been our fight, and it's kind of jaded me in the process, in other processes like what we're going through. That I just want to offer the word of caution, based on that experience. I mean, we do have the potential. I see us having the potential of being leaders in this industry, in this financial space, of trying to help people to get as far away as they can from this paycheck, to paycheck living. Um, so I'm always going to offer that word of caution. I'm not suggesting that we do it because we quite frankly don't have the wherewithal right now, to go after someone legally, unless it's blatant, one, and two, there's an opportunity for us to be able to recover something. Because
Yeah, that's a good point.
ain't no sense in us going after somebody that ain't got nothing, you know. And sometimes I don't know if this works all the time, but sometimes a cease and desist order, coming from an attorney's law firm, would suffice.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, we don't need to dwell on it. But I just wanted to be able to express it. Hey, Omar, did you take those pictures with the money in the jar?
These were screenshots.
Okay. But those are you did those yourself. You didn't find those online.
No, I found them online.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Really? All right. Ain't that something? Yeah, that's anytime people see money, they're gonna be attracted to whatever else is there. even
Yep, that's
even
right.
even if it ain't theirs. I mean, there's something psychological about you seeing some American bills. Yes, sir. I know it got my attention. Yeah, but this is good, man. I'm gonna review it closer, but I see a whole lot of benefit in what you've put together here. Yep. Something I heard recently. This is more teaching than preaching. Yeah, this is good. And about how long would this module that you sent us, about how long is it? I mean, in terms of time?
About 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is good. All right. And did you say there's one other thing you need to send to us?
I'm working on the email now to send
Okay.
the CSC weekly boost.
Oh, yeah.
It could
Okay.
be sent out,
All right.
to anyone that wants to learn more about not only Graceline but some of the educational empowerment
Okay.
series.
And last question I have for you, so I can go and look for it. Um, have all the barcodes and stuff that you needed been put on the workbook itself?
Yes, and I
Okay.
did. It was probably sometime earlier this month. I did send the PDF to you with the
Okay.
barcode on it.
All right.
So if you
Okay.
don't, if you can't find it, just let me know. I'll send it back out.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that was I didn't mention it earlier, but that was one other thing that that I needed to address to flip cards. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll look for that, but no, this is new chartering process. Uh,
Imam Talib, and I guess this is probably more for you than for Omar, though both of you would be involved. So when we start sending out these weekly, monthly, whatever reminders or additions, whatever that information is, should we include with every one of those, because we're probably going to be emailing these to a lot of people, should we automatically include an unsubscribe button
yeah, I would.
on them?
Uh,
Okay.
my opinion, yes. Um, uh, Yeah, especially if we're going to be, because I guess, you know, if we want to kind of walk through it, I mean, I've signed up for emails, or either I've been signed up for emails that I get, or texts that I may receive, that I'm at a point, you know, after a while, I just want to delete it. I ignore it. I would. So let me ask this: when there is no unsubscribe, the person would have to physically contact us and ask us to stop sending them emails.
Well, I mean, they could always send it to spam, or they could always block,
Okay.
block our email where it's coming from. Those are options that they have. So you don't necessarily always have to do an unsubscribe. I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
You know, if it's doable and it's not a heck of a lot of trouble to do it, that it just, shows your consideration for people.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would. I think you're right. I would like to. I'd like to see that option available to folk, because, you know, it pretty much says, you know, if you don't want us to stay in touch with you, okay.
Right. Yeah, and you can always send them, if somebody unsubscribes, and I get this from time to time, and I actually appreciate it, is that when I unsubscribe from something, they'll actually send me an email
Right. Yes.
that says you've been unsubscribed.
Yes.
And then it goes and it also says, gives a little short message of what they're about. And
Yes.
if you'd ever like to receive information from us again,
Right.
includes the information of how to re-engage.
Yes. Now, I would tell you, yes, that would tend to boost, my confidence in the company.
Right. Yeah.
That they're not here to worry the John Brown crap out of me. They just,
Yeah. Exactly.
No. So yeah. I mean, I'm willing to listen to other opinions, but yeah, that sounds doable to me.
And I don't know how easy that is to do, and that's why I brought it up. I don't know. To me, it seems like it should be fairly easy to add that, but I don't know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that would work. Right. So,
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Khalida.
get back to
So Omar, we're still tracking to start the classes in January. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. And as far as any pre-sale of the actual workbook, or anything like that, you have an idea of when that's going to start? Or
We had a soft launch during the Philadelphia event,
okay,
the IWDM 50. We collected emails of individuals that purchased the book, and I have already signed them up for the newsletter.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Those individuals. So I think it was a total of 12 folks who emails I captured on that weekend.
Okay.
So we had some pre-sale, and what I told those individuals as part of buying the book before its official release is that we will allow them to attend the webinar free of charge. Those people who purchased the book pre-sale.
Okay.
And then anyone else after January, when we officially launch this, everyone else will have to pay for the webinar moving forward.
And did we talked about doing something in the way of a landing page, right?
That is correct.
A website?
That is correct.
Okay.
So I'm talking with Shahida, and she and I are talking through what a jot form can look like for this, where you can use the jot form to for people to register for the webinar, pay for the webinar right then and there. And then that could be the vehicle in which we capture people information and be able to send them whatever credentials that they need to access the webinar.
Are you doing the same thing with the people buying the workbook? Like if they wanted to buy the workbook now, same thing as registering for the webinar for the classes?
That is correct. So when they purchase the webinar, she and I are thinking this through. So when they purchase the webinar, they automatically once they pay for it, they're automatically sent to the page to purchase the book, because the book is required, text.
Sure.
For
Right.
for the webinar. So they're redirected to the site after paying, and it's confirmed that it's paid for. They are directed to the site to pay for the workbook.
Okay. Is there a chance of giving? I mean, I know there are a lot of people who were in Philadelphia, but there are a lot of people who weren't in Philadelphia. Is there a chance of giving people, even who were there, who didn't get a chance to come by, a chance to purchase the workbook prior to having to purchase entry into the class? Give them the same option that was given to folks in Philadelphia. Has that been thought about?
Yes, and I think because I was on the planning team, I do have the information that we captured from the jot form when people registered. So it did have contact information, email, and those kind of things. So I do have that information for folks who were registered for the event. Now, those folks who came and registered on site, because we had quite a few folks that came and registered on site, I may not be able to get their information.
Okay. But we also have 1,350 people whose names are in our database with Graceline Community. Now, obviously, there's some overlap with people who were in Philadelphia who are also of that 1,300 that are on our list. But could we fashion something? I mean, I know we're supposed to put something on a landing page or website, but could we also fashion an email or something, something we could put out on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, that also gives people an opportunity to purchase the workbook?
Yes, I think that is feasible as long as I can get, and this is in regards to Graceline, that serve as a spreadsheet. I can combine both spreadsheets and then do a duplicate search and then eliminate the duplicates.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, I mean, I can send you, I think I've got whatever the little CSV or whatever. I've got a little CSV of all 1,340 something people. I can send that to you. And that way you would have every individual name, because I think I canceled out all the duplications in our database.
That works too.
So
Yes,
if I send that to you,
whenever
you
I
at
get
least.
that,
Hmm.
yes, as soon as I get it, I can definitely combine the two lists, and then
Okay.
do eliminate the duplicates, and then structure it where we can because some of this stuff you can automate,
Hmm.
where it you can set a calendar up of when
Yes.
you want to send out a Facebook page, a post,
Yes.
Instagram post, when you want to do an email release. All that can be done. I mean, you could set your whole calendar for 6 months, and it's all
Yes.
automated, and it will
Right.
send it out. You don't even have to think about it. It does it in the background.
Are you using a CRM for that, or are you using some other platform?
So there's an AI that I use for automating those types of releases.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you're using that, because with through Flipcause, we have an integration with Salesforce, and I think, yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that I included everyone in Graceline, that you should have gotten an email from Salesforce or Flipcause that allowed you access to Salesforce. And every one of the names that's affiliated with Graceline that's in Flipcause is now in Salesforce. So
Yeah,
also,
I remember getting that. Yes.
okay. So I mean, all you have to do is put your credentials in, and you have full access to Salesforce as well. Omar, you don't have to mess with Salesforce because it seems like you got the deal under control. I mean, that's a good deal. So I'll make sure I get that full list to you. If not today, within the next couple of days.
That works.
Mhm. Mhm.
Assalamu alaikum. Rabani, are you back with us? Can you hear us? You're still muted.
Hold on. Yes, I'm back.
Okay. Did you hear
Yeah, I've
early
been fine.
on
Yes. Mhm.
when we were talking about scheduling the meeting with CU Collaborate? And it looks like we're
Um,
going to do it on a Wednesday or
yes.
on a Sunday morning. And based on your schedule, you think in the next couple of weeks that you would be available on a Wednesday morning sometime around 10 a.m. Eastern time?
Yes. Yes. Would you say 2 weeks?
Yeah, sometime in the next 2 weeks. I mean, it won't be this coming week. At earliest it'll be week after. So the
Okay.
10th,
So
the
that
10th
week,
would be the earliest.
10th of September.
Hmm.
No, I would probably be traveling at that time. 10th of November. Yeah. So,
No, so you 10th of September, not November. September.
okay, September. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when I'll be traveling. 10th of September.
Where you
So I'll
headed back
leave.
to Africa?
I'll be headed to Philadelphia, from South Carolina.
Okay.
But I have to
And
make
you're
some stops in there.
Gotcha. Okay. Would you make it to Philadelphia by that Sunday, the 14th?
Inshallah, yes. That seems to be, yeah, that's
Okay.
good. That's really good for me. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So just for everybody listening, the 10th, probably the earliest would be the 10th. But if they agree to meet with us on a Sunday morning, obviously I'll shoot for next Sunday morning. But if that's not available, then I'll shoot for the 14th.
Mhm. You have
Okay.
agenda? You got the agenda taken care of?
Well, we want to, this is with CU Collaborate. We're going to talk to them about the entire process of how they can help us through the chartering process.
Okay, all right.
Right. And also obviously talk to them about the situation that exists with Dr. Rashad Ali and his group with the credit union in Mississippi, and just get some clarity on, a path forward on that, our potential involvement in that type of thing.
Mhm. Okay, all right.
Have you, in fact, have you had a chance to talk again with Dr. Ali?
No, I haven't. I was waiting to
Okay.
hear from what we wanted to do as
Well,
a group.
we want
I
to meet
mean, I
with
haven't. Yeah,
we
but
want to
I'm
meet with.
saying in terms of the agenda that we might want to present,
Okay.
to give him a heads up.
Okay. Adam, Omar, Imam Talib, Imam Tariq, Sister Khalida, any ideas on setting an agenda with that group? I mean, I know we briefly talked about it last Sunday, but in the interim, anything comes to mind that if we were going to talk with them, the specific things that we want to talk to them about?
Yeah, I think we had a set of questions that we was loosely talking about last week. So I think that is a good starting point.
Okay.
And then we can build from there once we get a good idea of what role we can play. I think without knowing that, it'd be kind of difficult, kind of forecasting uh, what we can offer, what they can offer, where they need maybe assistance, etc.
So that should be in our notes from last Sunday's meeting. I'll go back through those notes. Maybe the notes are supposed to be a summary. Maybe I'll do a summary of the summary. And Rabani, I'll send you like just a list of talking points
Okay,
that
all
you
right,
can
good.
propose to them.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I'm just looking over some of my notes now, and I think these were I don't know if these were our questions, but I have some things listed down here like loan practices, synergy of vision, um, how do you plan to accomplish that vision? Safeguards in place to protect nonprofit credit unions from for-profit companies. And for some reason, I wrote down non-disclosure agreement too. that must be big.
That is on your mind.
It's on your mind.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing for me, man. Yeah, you have a couple of ideas stolen from you and see what happens.
See,
Yeah, man. Look, my first business was a 24-hour market in Southeast DC. In order for me to get a loan from SBA, I had to put together a business plan. I didn't even know what that was. I was 22 years old. I mean, pretty much fresh out of high school. And I went to an organization called the Greater Washington Business Center, gave them an idea of my proposal that, I had written like it was a high school essay. And they paired me with a senior vice president from Giant Food, which, they own several stores in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Long story short, They put that proposal together for me. Before I could open, I got a call from a girl I was dating who worked at the Giant Food 10 blocks from my store. And I had shared my ideas with her. She called to tell me that I needed to come to the store to see what they were doing. And damn if I didn't go up there, and everything that was in my head that I put on paper, they were doing in that store to open up the first 24-hour grocery store in DC.
Yeah.
And it was.
Did you know? Did you know that
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, did you ever meet the person that you were entrusted with?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Where
in
you
2000,
went?
what was it? 2000. I would tell you, I think it was 2006 or 2007. I was running for Ward 4 City Council, and we were looking to do a fundraiser. And so one of my people brought up a guy by the name of Nate Williams to come to my house, and we were going to have an open discussion about a boxing fundraiser. Nate Williams at the time was the city's director for entertainment that included events and entertainment that included boxing. And he sat in my living room with my son and my wife present. And he said to me, he said, "You don't remember me because we never met. But I was the director of the Greater Washington Business Center. And what we did to you was wrong." He apologized. I mean, he carried that. He carried that from 1975 until 2007. And the guy who was under him, who knew what he had done, I can't think of Charlie's his first name was Charlie. I can't think his last name right now. But man, they told me that right after it happened, that he was out sick for weeks. I don't even know if he's still alive. But yeah, I did. I mean, Allah made it so, because I was telling people that story, and it wasn't like my family didn't believe me, but they were sitting right there when the man admitted that I was set up. Yep. So
you've been had.
Y'all need to. I mean, when I tell you I've got this experience, it's not hyperbole. I'm not just making stuff up.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real, man. And it's not the and it hasn't been the last time that this has happened. Now I've learned to put safeguards on stuff, and sometimes just the mention of a non-disclosure agreement will move people away from me. It's like a shield. Yeah, I'll do this with you, but I need you to sign this first.
Well, it only takes one kick from a mule to learn your lesson.
Yes, sir.
You don't need two.
No, sir. No, sir.
You don't need to.
You are absolutely right about that. Yep. And I never allow stuff to get me so excited that I move without thinking. You know, and
Right.
I mean thinking it all the way through of what the possibilities could be. So anyway, um, I certainly hope it never happens to any of y'all. That's for sure.
I would bet money that it's happened to 80% of the people on this call
Okay.
in one way or another. It's happened to 80% of us. And I just remember a character in a film that I love once said that if you're going to be successful at something, you need to be one of three things. You need to be first, you need to be the smartest, or you need to cheat. He said, I don't cheat. And God knows I'm not the smartest. So I got to be first. If you have a great idea, you need to get it done.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
Be
Well,
the
that's
first
what,
one out. Be the first one out of the gate. So
Mm.
let's keep pushing.
yes, sir.
So any other marching orders? Anybody else got anything that we need to be moving on?
On the meeting, I think we need some more clarity on how they set up, you know, what entity is establishing the credit union. We need more clarity on that.
Yes. So two ways. Number one, I'm hoping I wouldn't set up our meeting with Anchor, whatever United, prior to our meeting with CU Collaborate.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rabani, does that make sense to you?
That's correct.
Okay.
The more detailed knowledge we have, and then we have to really think creatively too, to not step on toes, but to reinforce the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, not to step on toes. We just need to understand that transaction to where they
That's
are
it.
now. We just need more information to understand that transaction, not to step. And then we don't have to say anything. We just need, once we understand it, then we can come back to our table and
That's it.
decide how we should go further, or if we
Right.
can't go further. You know?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's why. And you guys have to excuse me because I was working on my will.
So that's really interesting, Rabani, because this past week I spent 6 hours with a good friend of mine who's an estate attorney revamping my will. We're almost done.
Yeah, I was.
We're at
Yeah,
21 pages trying to pare it down a little bit. So it's really interesting that you're doing the same thing. And when I finish the final rough draft, let's say, before I sign it, I was going to actually send it to Imam Talib to get his perspective on it. Because I'm trying to do something that's all inclusive, that other than say, change a couple of things on it in the future,
Mhm.
like names of who's an executor and things of that nature. Because I'm a single
Right.
guy, right? I'm single.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I got married, then I've got to change the executor and I've got to change some things, in my will.
Mhm.
But I kind of wanted to get Imam Talib works on these things and has seen a
Mhm.
bunch of them. I want to get his
Mhm.
perspective on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll,
but
I'll,
I
I'll
hope
be
all of
get,
us are doing that. But anyway, it's kind of interesting that you're doing it at the same time.
Yeah, I was distributing shares of some stock this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was following as much as I can the Quranic uh, methodology of percentages
Right.
and descendants,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ascendants. Uh-huh.
How much in that did you allocate to Graceline?
I was thinking about that, but I
Yeah.
said, well, let me go and drop some off to the masjid,
Mm-hmm.
some of the masjid. I
Yep.
was thinking,
Yep.
I was especially the orphanage,
Right. Right.
and so no, that's where I am now. That's exactly where I am now on my in my files,
Mm-hmm.
So always got to think about the afterlife and getting some barakats from that,
Right.
It's
Exactly.
it's a bit that's what you call a business decision.
yeah,
That's a business decision there, bro.
It
Yes,
can get
indeed.
quite serious. It can get quite serious
I'm
if
telling
you're,
you. I'm
well,
telling you.
it'll sober you right up. Let me tell
yeah,
you.
it will. Oh yeah.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
and then you have to make sure that they know your that there's a way of not well, you have to give the password,
So
the
much
person who is
information,
going to
dude.
administrate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So much
in terms of yeah,
information. Yeah.
exactly. And then that
All of
land,
my
then you got
stuff. Oh God. And see,
land
that's
distribution,
right. And
automobiles.
when your
And,
grandfather basically said that, like my grandfather, my dad's dad,
mhm, mhm,
he talked to some European Americans
mhm,
before he passed. I think he did this in the 60s. And remember, Imam Talib, I mentioned generation skipping, transfer
yes,
tax, and all that stuff.
yep,
So my grandfather, with some of the land down in East Texas that we have, he skipped
mhm,
over my father and my aunts and uncles and
mhm.
gave that land to his
Oh
grandchildren,
no, please. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Skip right,
That's it.
skip right
Yeah.
over and gave it to the
Uh,
grandkids, right?
yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't do it in a trust
Mm.
necessarily, not a
Right.
so-called independent irrevocable trust.
Mm-hmm.
He did it basically as what people would call a living trust these days or
right.
whatever, right? I mean, it's just a part of his will,
Mm-hmm.
more or less.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of grandkids.
Right.
So you think you got something,
It
but
slips right through.
you got a space you can turn around in. That's about all you got.
Exactly.
So now, so I'm a couple of things came to mind as you all were talking. Um, First one is when you decide to put something in your will, um, do it in percentages and not dollar amounts.
Right. Of
That's what I
course.
got.
Right.
That's
Of
exactly
course.
what I got.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm
the
looking
other,
for.
Or the only time you want to do dollar amounts is if you are making a specific request, like if you're going to leave something to Graceline and it was in a specific place, like you have a certificate of deposit that has a face amount on it, maybe gaining interest, but it has a face amount on it. Then that specific instrument you can leave to, say, Graceline, your masjid, nursing home, whatever. You can do that. But most things like land, even stocks that you own, they're fluid. In other words, there's not a static amount on that. They're not going to mature at exactly a dollar amount.
Right.
So if it's land, my land might be worth $1 million today and $5 million in 10 years. So that's you're correct. Those are your percentages.
okay. So, and now the other thing is, in both, Rabani, you're writing your will in South Carolina for the state of South Carolina?
Yes.
All right. So here's some other information that might be useful.
Okay.
You can, if you own property in South Carolina, and if you own property in Texas, Edward.
And I also Florida.
Okay.
I own property in Florida.
Okay. Well, I can tell you now.
You see that?
In Texas and in South Carolina, you can do what is known as a transfer on death deed.
Right.
Where you don't put your property in the will.
Right.
While you're still alive, do a transfer on death deed to the person or persons that you want the property to go to. The long and short of it is this. If you're able, in Texas, if you're able to get your assets, total assets, that of a value of no more than $75,000, you can go through probate as a small estate.
Right.
And essentially what that means is your executor will be in and out in anywhere from 60 to 90 days as opposed to 12 to 18 months. Okay. And your estate will, and this is just an average, your estate will be able to save anywhere from 18 to 25% of the total if you can avoid that full probate. Probate is costly. I can tell you that. I mean,
right.
It is. I haven't found a state yet where you having all of your documentation in order, that it's not going to end up costing the family 18 to 25% of the total estate that's just going to various costs and expenses.
Right.
So now I don't know. I gotta look at my list to see. Now, Florida doesn't have a transfer on death deed, but South Carolina does. Yep, South Carolina does, and I know they do because I had to pull some preliminary transfer documents for someone else in the state, and again, Texas has it as well. Lastly, I would tell you all not to forget your healthcare and advance directive, because that's one of it's become a common practice with me when I'm working with people on their final wishes.
Yes.
I start with the healthcare and advance directive first.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I move into the financial power of attorney, and then lastly the will. You know, because
Yeah, we did those directives last year.
okay. Did
I,
you?
I had an old will, but you know, obviously we're redoing the will. But we did the directive last year
Okay.
with an irrevocable power of attorney for healthcare.
Okay. And is there if you recall, in your advance directive, did you have any language in there about your funeral and burial arrangements?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I did. I
I
actually
have mine,
included that. I had to actually get that. I had to go to. I went to one of the larger immigrant masjids here
Okay.
because they have attorneys that work with people that they had the exact language
Okay.
that needed to be
No, that's
included
good.
and all that. So I did get that and get that included in that directive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And just as general advice to everybody else, do not put your funeral and burial arrangements in your will.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Those should be with the family member.
Right.
Yeah. Whoever's really you think is gonna handle your last wishes, that person.
Yeah.
You know, obviously if you're married, it's probably gonna be your spouse if they survive you, you know,
Right.
or a child of yours that is in their right mind.
Right. and if you and if and if any of you if any of you have any kind of annuities or insurance policies, life insurance, anything that requires a beneficiary,
Yes.
leave that out of the will as well.
Right.
That way that money goes straight to the person that you've listed as the
As a
beneficiary.
beneficiary.
And I would suggest that every now and then, maybe anywhere from every 2 to 5 years, check that beneficiary, particularly if you can recall, if that's someone who has passed, before you.
Yeah. So that is I know with Fidelity has a form. So whatever little bit of money that I still have with Fidelity, they have forms that you can fill out for that. Superseding,
Yes.
and if this person, then this person would be the beneficiary and so on and so forth.
Right.
It gets trickier. It's really funny because the way the law is set up, if you're a single person and you have children, it's actually easier than if you're a married person and you have children who are not the children of your spouse.
Right. Yes, sir.
Man,
that's where
it starts to get dicey.
Yes.
In those cases.
Yes. Yes. I have not had the experience yet, but I have seen overviews of some states, particularly when you die intestate, that is, you die without a will. States have a pecking order as to who gets what from your estate.
Right.
So and I'm gonna tell you, man, it can be messy.
Yeah.
Particularly when you start looking at your own family members, sometimes even your children, and you actually make a conscious decision that I can't leave him or her this much money.
But here's the thing though, as a believer, there, as Rabani was talking about, there is a script
Mm-hmm.
that we're supposed to follow.
Yep.
And really your only out on that script is if that particular person who would get a particular share
Mm-hmm.
is not in their right mind,
Right.
right?
Right.
And they have to have somebody to manage for them,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yep.
Or they're too young. Maybe they're too young, or
Talib,
they're not
Yes.
in their right mind.
Talib,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the power of attorney, what do you think of having two, say two of the children execute the power of attorney that are Muslim minded, that they are obedient to
Let me ask you this.
Quranic. Mhm.
Do these two children work together now in any capacity? And when I say that,
Not right now,
do
no.
they get along with each other?
They get along. Yeah, they get along. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Um, I would tell you that the general rule of thumb is not to assign two people.
Okay. Mhm.
Because there could be, well, with your financial power of attorney, what it's going to depend on are what their duties and responsibilities are going to be. If we're talking
Mhm.
about like paying off your debt,
Right.
I'm
Mhm.
talking where the concern is going to come in is, and I'm going to just give you this as an example. Let's say you have a piece of
Mhm.
property,
Mhm.
and there's still a mortgage that's due on it.
Mhm.
The question becomes, are those two people going to be able to come together and make a decision on whether or not they're going to continue to pay that mortgage? Or are they just going to turn it over to the mortgage holder?
Well, I tell you, that first of all, I don't have any mortgages. Everything is
Okay. I'm talking about big,
free and clear.
if you
No, I'm
don't
saying,
have big
yeah,
things to be concerned about, then
exactly. Okay.
then two people, yes, that
Okay. All
that
right.
that could work.
Let me ask
Mm-hmm.
you this question, Rabani. So why not have one be the successor to the other if the first one can't or does not perform their duties? So in your case, you don't have mortgages, but you will have property taxes,
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
right? So if you
But
got somebody who is a trustee who's
yeah,
not doing it,
yeah.
then the second
Mm-hmm.
person steps in and makes sure that that's taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Right. No problem. That's why I got it that way, because they both of them have the resources, and they have the Islamic Islamic disposition to know
Mm-hmm.
what to do, which is correct,
Right.
and follow, and they know they and they know that I've made it stern to both of them what they
Okay.
have to follow,
Okay.
and don't get
What if
into.
what if there's an opportunity to sell the property and one says yes and the other one says no?
Well, I already made that. Established that no property is to be sold, and you
Is that
can
part of the
only.
trust?
Yeah, that would be part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
you
you're
you
gonna
were
put
talking about a financial power of attorney, right?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that
Mm-hmm.
is that in the financial power of attorney? That
That is I'm writing it now. That's what
okay.
I'm saying.
So here's
And
how
so.
you here's how you write it, because most states have this.
Mhm.
Most states, and I'll check to see if South Carolina has it in their state, but most states with your financial power of attorney will allow you to include or exclude property, real property.
Mhm.
And for example, in the state of Maryland, I'm sorry, in DC, you can specify what property you're giving that individual power of attorney over.
Okay, good.
Okay?
All right.
But I'll look to
Mhm.
see, and I got a South Carolina file around here. And I'm sorry, my office is in a disarray since I been doing this renovation. But I'll check to see
Okay.
what South Carolina's financial power of attorney looks like.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll just shoot you a text.
Yeah,
Um,
All right.
that's always a tricky thing, Ravana, when you said that, you don't want the property to be sold. And it's good, I think, that you're making those decisions and having those conversations. Because
Right.
I can tell you about a close family member of mine who did not have those conversations.
Mhm.
And, did not have those kind of directives in her will, had no financial power of attorney. So it kind of just went by a very bossy person who decided that they were going to take over and manage everything, right?
Mhm.
So, and you have situations like that, and people decide that they don't want to be in conflict with the family member, they just walk away,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's what I'm
And let
saying.
and let
Mhm.
that family member handle everything, even if you don't agree with it. So, I'm hoping that you're
Right.
able
Mhm.
to work that out, and it works that way.
Yeah, I've done master plans of the land and uh, basically showed what the reason for uh, the future of the land and what it can produce in terms of
Mm-hmm.
income for the whole uh, the group, you know. So uh,
Excellent.
that's the
yeah,
thing, and of course you can't, you can cover most of your stuff, but you never know, because you
Yeah.
don't know what kind of situation is with the people's own personal financial situation,
but
Yeah.
but
The
here,
only thing I've
and
ever
that could
seen
be
that worked long term was that, especially with real property, that the real property be put into a trust, and that
hmm
the trust have language in it. The government, sometimes you can't stop. I mean, if the government wanted to claim your land for putting a railroad through or whatever, it's hard.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard.
yeah, eminent
It's
domain.
yeah, eminent domain. It's hard to fight that. But outside of that, you can actually put language in a real property land trust that there could be no sale of this property outside of the family, or no transfer. I think transfer is the language. No transfer of this property outside of the family, other than, and then you could put some language in there about, you know, the land obviously being of no use because there was a nuclear attack or something. But, other than these catastrophic events, that the land could not be
Yeah.
transferred outside of the family.
The
well,
other thing is this,
hey,
I
Ravani,
got,
if
yeah,
that land is in South Carolina,
uh-huh,
you can transfer that deed to whoever you
yes,
want to right now.
right,
And
yeah,
if
that,
if I'm not mistaken, it allows you to transfer it to a person or persons, and it also allows for survivorship. So if that person should pass, it will then pass on to someone else of your choosing.
That's right. Okay.
You can do that now. You can't do that in
Mm.
Florida, but you can do that in
Okay.
South
Right.
Carolina.
One other thing, while I'm, I have to send you a check, man.
No, man, it's all good. No, it's
I
all
got to
good.
send you no, man.
Well, no,
Don't
we'll
work.
have to split it up because
Listen,
there's about
yeah,
5 other people in the call that's listening too.
yeah. Just let's see, how many Subway sandwiches can I buy to make this even?
No, it's all good.
By the way, I'll be staying in the DC area between the 9th, inshallah, between the 19th and October the 1st. So I'm gonna be hanging out with you.
All right,
Talib. I'm
give
gonna
me
be
a
hanging
holler
out with
when
you, man.
give me a holler when you get
Okay.
there.
All
But
right.
no, man,
Okay.
this is more important to me that we have this information than
Mhm.
how much
And one
money
other,
I
well,
can put in
just
my
this
pocket.
one note. Just this one note is that I'm I'm now in the process of buying a condominium in Ethiopia.
Mm,
Okay, so that's another situation. Well, that will go to my wife, and that way, uh, I separated the states of course, in Ethiopia. So um, that's that was a concern I had too. You know, I have to in Ethiopia, it's a very easy transition. You know,
okay.
you know.
Yeah, well, I
So,
wouldn't be able to help you there, but you might be able,
yeah,
you can teach me some things. Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in there. So, and then my business, so, I have a couple of businesses that I'm trying to see who is best prepared to take over those businesses. But I have some people who I've been working with, hired my associates, the architects and associates, and I'm planning to try to give them a share of the business because I know that they will take care of it and do what you got to do, and still have some kind of family control, you know, in the process of you making as a part of a trust, so to speak. So that's what I'm this is a puzzle for me, So takes me a little time to work the puzzle, but I get it. So
Yes,
uh,
sir.
so I've got that. Plus, I got the one that the one's most interested in international trade. That's Tajideen. So that's and he lives and he's building a house there now. So I got some outs that are going to be solid. So
Alhamdulillah.
from that perspective.
Alhamdulillah. All right. Well,
And I don't want to dig into a whole lot of things because because I've been working on all kind of different
no, man, look,
situations and having,
I can tell
you
you
know,
now, it's overwhelming.
I know.
It is overwhelming.
I've got stock in Saudi Arabia, So it's the same situation. But that's that now their situation is different because they're under Islamic uh, uh,
Mhm.
Islamic law for stocks uh, and investments. But that's why I have to go there, inshallah, in December to just update everything.
Mhm.
So so it won't be any mess, man.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, yeah. So this is man. Allah knows best, man. I tell you, Allah knows best.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to keep the peace. You know, you want to keep the peace. You know, somebody died and the family break up and look all cross-eyed. I didn't know they was like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's about it, bro. So uh,
Okay.
I'll leave the floor. Hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, I would,
Send me what you can. That's all. Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going, in fact, uh, yeah, while you were talking, I just pulled up, uh, a living will declaration for South Carolina. And like I said, I got a South Carolina file. I just need to find it.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. So soon as I put my hands on it, I'll send you what I had.
Okay. All right, good. I appreciate it.
Yep. And I'm extending that same opportunity to any of you on this call now as well. I think because I think and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Imam Tariq, I think I didn't I send you something for Mississippi already?
I'm gonna have to go back and check.
Yeah, I thought I did. I remember you asking me something. But anyway, same thing applies to any of you on the call now. I mean, if you got some questions you think I might be able to answer, I'm certainly willing to do so.
All right. Anything else? Oh, Rabani, I had a couple of quick questions for you. You don't have to answer them today, but
Okay.
one of them, this new de minimis shipping cost thing that the current administration has now set in place. Have you guys factored that into bringing in the black seed oil and additional costs for the black seed oil?
Yes. We in fact we have to sit down and talk with our suppliers now.
Okay.
So we can try to work together, in terms of countering any of the tariff, whatever because the country also, if they see that there's a way to add on a value added tax or something of that nature, they'll do it because then they're looking for money, man.
Right.
So
Sure.
I've got to go over there and sit down and face to face, because most, when you're talking about doing business overseas, forget the computer, go there face to face. You could see, you could
Sure.
read everything. You could read
Right.
everything.
Okay. So
So,
that's one question. Bigger question is,
uh-huh.
have you and Imam DeLacy, have you considered even remaining as a private company? You're incorporated in Florida, is that right?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Based on Florida securities laws, have you thought about the fact of offering shares of your company to people in our association, people in general, and things like that, put yourself in a more favorable financial position?
Yeah. Not really, but what we've been focusing on is establishing a strong base for our company right now. You know, in terms of getting everybody in place, in terms of suppliers, transportation, um, uh, training people to just do bottle filling. We got machines. We have a bottle filling machine, and the machinery that you need in order to um, do any large sales of black seed oil, and then of course the marketing and customers, customer quality, customer service. Those things have to be solidified. There's some, like for instance the U.S. Post Office. Man, I'm telling you, we were using it. It was good until Trump came in, man. And
Mhm.
now packages might take a week, 2 weeks, and so we had to decide to use FedEx, or because we know FedEx. Uh, we haven't had any problem with FedEx or UPS, you know. So, but then also Imam DeLacy he's visually challenged too. So, we have to work around that with the people who are there. So, it presents some problems, but we've been able to overcome many of them. So I wouldn't even speculate that. I wouldn't, because some of my people wanted to invest in it. I said no, not right now, because it wasn't we haven't worked out these kinks, and and I don't want to get into something that I can't deliver.
But I mean, so if I'm simply a minority shareholder, I mean,
Yeah,
I really don't have I really don't have a voice anyway, right?
right,
In
right.
operations or anything of that nature, I'm simply betting on the integrity
That'll go
of the
grow. Yeah.
people
Hmm. Hmm.
who are running the company, their vision. If I share their vision, if I think they have a good product, you know, that's it. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm just going to sit back and hope the company grows because I can't do anything
Yeah,
else, except go work in a
exactly.
factory myself, you know, to get the product out the door. So I'm, I just hope you guys
Yeah, I understand.
continue to consider
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That we've done that. I know I have, and DeLacy, we talked about that. So
Okay.
um, for the last couple of years, for a year or so, year ago, and so once we stabilize certain areas, then it would be. I feel comfortable in uh, reaching out for that for shareholders.
Hmm. And are you doing direct through FedEx and UPS or whoever when you're doing shipping? You're simply going through your own personal account with them to
No, we
ship.
have an account. We have an account with FedEx. We have a broker at the port of entry.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
you know,
So,
and
so
so
your customs
and
broker is
my and our
basically
supply,
handling that stuff.
yeah, and our supplier, uh, fishes around for the best air transportation.
Okay.
Um, we don't have enough volume to do a ship on sea shipping
Yeah.
yet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have our, we'll try to get our get a 20-foot container,
Mm-hmm.
put our name on it, you know, Abyssinian
Mm-hmm.
Plat, and then and then increase the variety of products that are produced in Ethiopia at a reasonable price, in terms
Right.
of volume.
Okay.
And because they moringa, honey, white honey, forest honey, those things. But we we need to get the marketing going, and we don't want and using the big box stores. They just take too much money, man.
Yeah.
Just take
Yeah.
too much money.
Yeah. You have to almost
So,
work with the independent stores more so.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's the long and short of it, bro.
Okay. You're still on the trail of getting a coffee supplier?
Yes, yes, indeed. You remember I was telling you about that, I think it was a year or so ago, right? And you
And it's
see
something in
how much the
Kenya, right?
coffee is.
Oh God,
You,
it's
uh,
exploded.
you see what I mean?
Yeah, coffee's
So
gone through the roof. It's incredible.
uh, that's right. So you see, I was telling you, I said, man, look, I just have a knack to see where things are going, and because you're not in the, the suppliers, the farmers, they raise the price a little bit, but that's the farmers. Farmers never make money in these uh, underdeveloped countries, man, or those who pack it and then they sell it, and then the country, the state, so to speak, controls the price and everything else. So
Hmm.
you walking on eggshells, but once you get with a good supplier, and usually I like to deal with Muslims, the Muslims, because they have a certain degree of fairness, and integrity, you know. And I like to go to Juma with them, Let me go to Juma with it, and they invite me over to their house. I could see and look at how the household and the business office is operating, and it gives you, and then take you to, and they tell someone will take you to the actual shop or the factory, and hey, you say, well, they didn't get this way, and then their family. A lot of times, their family. Most of the time, their family operated. You have the grandsons, you got the sons, you got the father, and that's kind of comforting in terms of business reliability. So, but you got to put that time in,
Mhm.
take them flights, and now now that's why I had to get a solid, a firm place in the city, and we're good, man. We at least the ones, at least the ones that are in my family, you got a foothold. So I introduced them to the suppliers, and then something happens to me, then they take over and continue to, you know, develop. See, you know, because the thing about it is the days are going so fast, the weeks are going faster, and every time you turn around, there's a birthday.
Right.
you,
Right.
you be saying, man, and then you know, 10 years go by so quickly, right?
It
Everybody
has.
knows 10 years, right?
Yep.
So think about the next 10 years. What kind of condition, situation, what age group you're gonna be in? You'll be in
Man,
almost 90 years old, man.
I looked
Yeah.
I looked at a
I
recently looked at
I'll
a
be eight.
picture of my youngest son 10 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because
I
you look
look
at
at him now. I'm not looking at the same person. I mean, I would. Where he come from?
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying about, I mean, I'm always, I'm God willing, I'll be 80 in June. You know, 10 years, that's 90, bro.
Right.
Yes, sir. You
Right.
need, you need,
why,
you need to,
why
you
you
need to
laughing,
plan, you need to plan accordingly. Hmm. Yes, sir.
I think if
Well,
we did, if we, that's why it's good to have talks like this, Graceland talks, in terms of what we should be doing and encouraging,
right.
everybody to go ahead and get their
Did you?
stuff taken care of and figure this thing out, worst case scenario, you know, and work it, man, That's this is what Allah put that in the Quran to maintain the peace and also to make a progress, make the progress. So, but I want to try to get everything in. I'm gonna pack everything in as much as I can because I don't know the date of departure, but my bags are packed by the door, right by the door. so, so any day, but you got to plan as if you're gonna be here for 1,000 years, bro.
Yep.
So I know everybody. Hey, Tyler, everybody get quiet now.
Yeah, no, man, you got this
No,
stuff.
it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's the next 10
It,
minutes. It's
That's
it,
30
right.
it
minutes
all
from
need, it
now.
needs to all be in perspective.
Right.
That's right.
Because
That's right. So,
I'm either doing or not doing things right now. Um,
hmm
and I'm, I don't want at 73, I don't want to be out there um, accumulating any more debt where I
that's
got a
right.
piece of property that has a tremendous opportunity. That opportunity is going to be for
That's right.
somebody else
Exactly.
because I'm not.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing that happened when when I told you all I needed to have some dental work done. But if I tried to get that work done here, it was going to cost me $50,000.
That's
And
right. So going to
so
Spain, bro.
looking at it as an investment at
Right.
73, am I willing to leave that debt with my family? I mean,
That's right.
what can I expect? I mean, I learned that life is better with teeth, but at the same time, man, $50,000 was
On somebody's head. Yeah.
look, that was
Nah.
that was the note. Um, that was what I financed on my wife's vehicle.
Car. Yeah.
Yeah, now
hmm
I can go out to the garage and see the value there, but that was,
hmm
oh hell, man, that was back in 2019, and
hmm
and it's been paid for. So
Right.
now I'm thinking, you talking about $50,000 for some teeth, and I may not see tomorrow. So that's a whole lot. That 50,000. That's a whole
Hey,
lot of vanity,
unless you put a gold grill in your mouth,
man.
like the
Look, the decision has already put that aside, and so we reaching out overseas. Maybe in the next couple of months or so,
hmm
inshallah, before the year is out, I may be going
right.
over to Spain and getting done what I need to have done for far less than what they trying to charge.
Exactly.
So but the point is it's all centered around, the 73 moving into 74. I mean,
That's
how
right.
how much sense does it make to put out that kind of money? And I told you my wife made this concoction that of some cloves that I take every now and then, and it's made a difference. You know, it's made a difference, but I don't want it to lull me to sleep and think I still don't
Exactly.
need this work done. You know?
Like I
But,
say,
yeah, but
get a
it's
couple
all
gold
good,
teeth,
man.
man. Get a couple gold teeth as investments.
Yeah,
And
well,
keep it in your mouth. You take care of the teeth and your investment in one shot.
well, look, right now, I'm gonna have to, from what they tell me, I'm gonna have to strengthen my gums and my bones.
Wow.
You know,
So they're
but
gonna drill up
before
in
I
the yeah.
do, you know, before I think about doing anything, you know. So,
I know.
but I'm working on it. I just went and got me I went and got me another set of X-rays, and you know,
So yeah,
we
you'll be set.
moving. I'm going to one of the referrals that was just given to me yesterday. No, Friday. I'm sorry, just given to me Friday, and you know, I'm getting what they call that, a second opinion. You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then we going from there.
Hey, Tyler, be careful, brother. Rebond trying to make you, instead of Lil Wayne, Lil Tyler.
Yeah, yes, sir. No, and if I think I got an ugly mouth now, man, every time I see that boy smile, I'm like, man, what the hell was you thinking? Greater than life. No, man, don't put that on that. In fact, that's see, Rabani can talk about that because that came in his era, you know, when all them hustlers had just one gold tooth. You know,
my uncle had two gold teeth in the front.
my father-in-law had a
Big
gold
old,
tooth.
and my mother had gold teeth. You know, my father had gold teeth. I just couldn't.
Oh, man.
I just didn't have the courage.
Well, you ain't got look. You ain't got to worry about me because I'm having the problem I'm having now because I wouldn't allow anyone to go into my mouth. I was telling you, man. I have a phobia. You know, I mean, it's getting better because I got to do what I got to do because
Yeah, you gotta get them teeth right.
Hey, look,
yeah,
you
Yeah,
got it.
well,
You need to check your ancestry, Tyler, because you know it's the truth. Is George Washington's false teeth or the X teeth of slaves on his plantation?
exactly. Oh, you know that's the piece.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna have to roll out, bro. I've got a afternoon date dinner with my aunt and my sister, so we can. I'll have a continuation with them because we have
All
some
right.
things. My aunt is 90, so 90. Yeah, she's 90, 91. I believe. But you like you said this transfer on death
Yep.
document.
Yep.
Okay, that can be
I'll get
done
you.
while you're living.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll get you.
All
I'll
right,
get
good.
you.
All right, so
Well,
I'll get you a copy
Rabani, hang around, and we'll go ahead and close out with you with us, and
okay.
then you
All
can
right.
make
Okay.
your. Imam Tyler, will
Okay.
you officially close us out? Anybody wants to stay around, we can stay around.
Yes, sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا حسنة في الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh Allah, give us good in this world, good in the after, and protect us from the torment of the fire. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Okay.
All right,
I'm going.
thank you.
I'm going to
Alaikum
push
salam.
off too. So
Okay. I'll
I'm going.
contact you, email, inshallah, when I get up there. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Wa alaikum salam. And everyone have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. And the holiday is tomorrow. So,
And a great holiday. All
I
right.
said,
So no collective conversations tomorrow evening. We'll give it a break for a week and reconvene on the 8th of September.
inshallah. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Adam, don't work too hard, brother. Give yourself a break.
All right, man. Sure will.
All right. So